Do you think you would get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is playing a game that I'm not interested in playing. To give you a direct statement right there.
Today, we're watching Matthew McConaughey destroying the ladies of The View. Let's get into it. It's beautiful. You don't want to miss it.
You not in person, but on TV, was at the men's final at the U.S. Open.
Yes.
You were in Djokovic's box.
Yes.
And you were the first hug he gave when he came up. Do you guys go way back? What's the connection there?
Look
at that.
He's first friends with my wife.
Oh.
And a warrior. And the resilience of what he's done, it's amazing. So anyway, I was happy to be in his box. Got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up and where they started.
Anti-vaxxer?
An anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah. Just saying.
Way to bring it down, Joy.
You were just kidding. You were in.
I think he just won and ran towards you. Like, I feel like that's what I would do. I'd be like, that's Matthew McConaughey.
I think I was sitting in.
That's a terrible comment if you ask me. Joy Behar doesn't know what she's talking about.
And just the right seat. He was coming down the stairs. I was on the back right up top. So there I was.
You and Camilla have 3 kids. Levi, who's 15,
Yes.
Vida, 13, and Livingston, 10.
Yes.
What kind of dad are you? That's a probably loaded
Kind of
question.
dad.
I'm a good dad.
We got 20 minutes for this answer. I'm working on it. Look, being a dad was the only thing that I ever knew I wanted to be.
Oh.
I knew that at 8 years old. I remember shaking hands with my dad's friend who he would introduce me to, and he was a big sirs and ma'ams man. And I noticed that everyone I would say yes, sir, to over the years when I was 8, it's like, oh, the one thing that's common is they're all fathers. Maybe that's why I'm calling them sir. And I was like, that's my aspiration. That's when you become a sir as a man. And that was my idea when I was 8.
That's beautiful. Honestly, that's beautiful. That's one of the best things you can do in life is to be a father or a mother and have children and start a family. Amazing, amazing. That was his goal at such a young age already. Beautiful.
And I still believe it in a lot of ways. So, look, as y'all know, those of you who have children, you find out that DNA means a lot more than you thought it did after you have a kid. They come out who they are.
Are they like you?
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And but they're all very particular and different as well. So we shepherd them along as parents with an environment that does matter a lot. But boy, they are who they are. The same things I was writing about their peculiarities when they were 2. They match with who they are, what I'm writing about them today.
I want to applaud you for being so outspoken against violence and gun violence in particular. And you're Texan, and you spoke so passionately at the White House last year in the wake of that shooting at Robb Elementary in your hometown of
That's why we're
Uvalde.
wearing these little pens, right?
Yeah, your wife held up one of the victims' green Converse. Her name was Maite Rodriguez. Her mother, Anna Rodriguez, sent these to us. And to learn more about it, you can check our website later. But
I think it is great that he is against gun violence. Honestly, we're gonna get into his speech a little bit later, but we can all agree that gun violence is terrible, honestly.
remember that you and your wife were very involved there. And now you have launched the Green Lights Grant Initiative to help make schools safer.
Yes.
Please tell us about that.
Thank you for the opportunity to. So what we found out after what happened at Robb Elementary and many other schools, the first bill was passed in 30 years to help make schools safer, Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, billions of dollars to safen schools. What I find out months after the bill's been passed is that very few applications are going in from the school districts. And for those that are applying, very few are getting granted and awarded. So the money's still there. And we're like, wait, where's the gap? Well, we found out that these superintendents have to fill out these grants to the government. A lot of them are driving the school bus and they're the PE teacher, and this grant process is 50 pages and it's intimidating.
Wow.
And I don't know about y'all, but I have trouble making it through filling a custom card out without having to scratch stuff out. It is intimidating, so they don't have the expertise at the time. The government wants these grants to be filed. They want to spend the money. It's use it or lose it money. And if we don't spend that money that the government has by 2026, it could be reallocated.
In 2021, you considered a run for governor of the state of Texas. Do you think political office is in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful response. That's a great response. To be the most useful, aspiring to be helpful to everyone around you, to your family, to your kids, to your community, to your state, to your country. Amazing.
Yes.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay.
To give you a direct statement right there.
Amazing. Big applause. He is just shutting her up right there. Let's look into his speech and his stance on gun control.
We need responsible gun ownership. Responsible gun ownership. We need background checks. We need to raise the minimum age to purchase an AR-15 rifle to 21. We need a waiting period for those rifles. We need red flag laws and consequences for those who abuse them. These are reasonable, practical, tactical regulations to our nation, states, communities, schools, and homes. Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals.
Yeah, we can all totally agree about that. That we need to be responsible about guns. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't ban guns at all. We need responsibility and security around them and the right laws that allows responsible gun ownership. I agree.
These regulations are not a step back. They're a step forward for a civil society and the Second Amendment. Look, is this cure-all? Hell no. But people are hurting. Families are, parents are. And look, as divided as our country is, this gun responsibility issue is one that we agree on more than we don't. It really is. Look, this should be a nonpartisan issue. This should not be a partisan issue. There is not a Democratic or Republican value in one single act of these shooters. It's not.
Yeah, he is 100% right about this. I think he makes a great point. It was a beautiful speech as a whole. I think we can all agree that we need more responsibility, we need more security, we need more safety around guns in general, and the mass shooting honestly should stop. You don't have to be a Republican, you don't have to be a Democrat to agree with this at all. I think Matthew McConaughey is right about this. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video with me. I hope you learned something new. I hope it was fun to watch. Thanks for watching and staying with me as always. And click right there so that you can watch the next video. And I will see you there. Bye bye.